Support for this podcast is brought to you by our patrons over at patreon.com/Jeffrey Wedig.
Hi, this is Cheryl
and Paul Shard
from the Distant Shores Sailing Adventure TV series, and you are listening to the Shooting the Breeze Sailing Podcast from theescapepods.com.
Hey everybody, welcome to this episode of the Shooting the Breeze Sailing Podcast brought to you by theescapepods.com. I am your host, Captain Jeffrey Wedig. This episode is number 199, and it is middle of December 2025, and it will be the second part of our 2025 Annapolis Sailboat Show wrap-up. It is right between Thanksgiving and Christmas, so I wish everybody happy holidays. I miss my boat, and I think my boat misses me. I had the opportunity to go to the Christmas party at our club on Saturday, but I did not go, partially due to weather, partially due to having stuff going on that needed to be attended to before we get into the actual meat of the holiday. So I have not been since 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, I guess. So hopefully everything's good. I don't know, we'll find out. Hopefully maybe the weekend after Christmas, I will get down at least to lay eyes on the boat and check things out, make sure everything's okay. A lot of people, some people, the diehards, were sailing late into November, but now it's really cold out. So I think most people have winterized their boats up here anyway, and gotten everything put away or headed south. So bon voyage. There's still a couple stragglers at our club. I think Ralph and Billy King are still planning on heading south at some point. I know Billy had said something about doing it right after Thanksgiving, but I think he's still there. And I know Ralph was talking about waiting until January for some reason, and I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, I haven't been there to find out, so Godspeed to them if they decide to go, because it's definitely cold out. I don't know if the bay, I'm sure the bay's not really iced up or anything yet, but it is cold. Anyhow, this episode, I'm just going to lay out real quick. You can find in the show notes, I'm going to put timestamps for where and who you will be listening to. But we're going to start off with Jack Patton from Powerflow Systems. As I said before, he had the stand next to Melanie, Sunshine, Neal that we were kind of hanging around most afternoons for happy hour. So I wandered over. He sells kind of hybrid systems. So go to Powerflow Systems, I believe.com, and check that out, or Google Powerflow Systems. I will try and put a link in the show notes. And then we talk quick to Ed, the broker with the beard. He's got some exciting news to talk about. And also Ben Soloman, who is a sailor in the Upper Chesapeake Sailing Group, who I met last year at our Boaters Boat Show, and again this year at the same event. And then I knew he was going to be at the boat show. I wanted to catch up and do a little chatting, so we talked to him. And then as I was waiting around to interview Mads from Sail Life and Andy Miller from Boatworks Today, I was talking to Colin from Sailing Bliss, who has a YouTube channel that I had never heard of, and I was able to talk to him, kind of get the skinny on what his YouTube channel is all about, and hopefully begin to start watching. I've got them, Yaba, like a bunch of them. I saw there's a handful of like Annapolis Boat Show wrap-up episodes that have come out. Definitely Spirit Animal had one. Sailing Essa, I think it was, did one. There's a couple other ones that I kind of have saved in my YouTube feed that I checked out that I want to like follow up with. So there's obviously people I met at the boat show that there's a list of like 12 YouTube channels, and I have a hard enough time just keeping up with the ones I do watch, like Bo and Brandy and Red Seas and Sail Life, and Andy Miller's got a cool setup now. He took an old Pace Ship 24. I don't know if he got it for free, but he got it for cheap, hauled it to his workshop, and is now stripping it down and redoing it for his like family sailor. So I wish I kind of would have known that if I would have asked him more about it when we did our interview, which you will probably hear in the next episode. So we talked to Colin from Sailing Bliss, Heather from Geniks on the go. Again, they're up in Thunder Bay, Ontario, rebuilding a boat for their family to take off. And she had a harrowing journey by truck to and from the Annapolis Boat Show, like 1,200 miles each way or something crazy. And we sat down at the podcast booth, and she told me all about her sailing channel and did a promo for me, and then included me in her video for her wrap-up of the Annapolis Sailboat Show that you can check out. So then also we talked to the Florida Bow Thrusters guys that we were hanging out with on Thursday night, watching the abysmal Philadelphia sports night at the bar at Stan and Joe's. We caught up with them, I think, on Saturday afternoon in the big tent where the vendors all were, and chatted up with them. It was Ian, was the guy's name that we talked to. And then we talked to Melanie, Neal Sunshine, who, again, we're friends with now. And, you know, she's kind of like sailing royalty, and she's got a brokerage. She's written a bunch of books, doing all kinds of stuff in the sailing world. And then I talked to Captain Glenn from the Bravo TV show Below Deck Sailing. He was hanging around the Lats and Ats booth, and I did watch. Now, I can't remember if it was Spirit Animal. Somebody had a rum tasting kind of competition at the Lats and Ats booth, probably right before I talked to him. Because when I talked to him, he was standing there talking to one person, and there was nobody around, and he said he had to go. And the thing I watched was him sitting in that same exact spot, tasting rum with like 3 other people and then a crowd around him. So that had probably happened a half an hour or so before I saw him. But he's got a lot of stuff going on. He's like a brand ambassador now, I believe, for the moorings, and you know, all sorts of cool stuff. So it was really great to we had met him last year when he was over with Colin from Parley Revival, who also was on Below Deck Sailing for a couple seasons. He was great to hang out with last year. I just didn't get him on the mic. So this year was great. I was able to say, hey, can we do a 5-minute, chat about what you're up to? And he was very gracious how to do that. So lots of cool stuff in this episode. Like I said, the next episode, I'm torn between, I have enough content probably to do 2 episodes, but I might just make it 1 long episode next time, because I don't want to be talking about the Annapolis Sailboat Show, which happened in October, in February. Really. And I've got, I don't know if I landed on another list somewhere, but I've got a couple of PR people reaching out for me to interview folks that they have on their dockets. And there's a couple other people that I said I would try and get to in the off season that I want to reach out to after the holidays, get some new content brewing. So we'll see how that turns out. But thank you for being here. There's not a lot going on. I watched the Funny Boat podcast had We Sail on it, which we met those guys, and Ed's been friends with them for a while. He's gone sailing with them a bunch. We met him last year at the YouTube kind of seminar thing. Great stuff there. How Not to Sail has been doing like a Sail Minute kind of podcast, real quick hit thing that pops up on the YouTubes. You can check that all out. Still listening to some of the other podcasts. There's a couple that I really want to, I kind of gotten away from like listening to a lot of, say, the On the Winds and things like that. But a couple of them popped up recently that I really want to check out. So trying to go back through and listen to some of them on my drive to work and whatnot. Definitely go check out the Sailing Podcast Enthusiasts. There's a couple of new ones that have popped up there's one that I watched. So I watched this thing on YouTube, and it was sponsored by Yeti. And the guy's name is Mark Sinnott, I believe. And he's got a boat called Polar Explorer, which is a fiberglass boat. And they're trying to do the Northwest Passage, I'm assuming last year. But I watched it, and then there was a podcast YouTube channel thing that I also watched. It was an interview with him. It's called Paramount Explorer or Adventure, Paramount Adventure maybe. So I'm not sure where that guy came from, but it was pretty interesting. And so anyway, there's a couple different podcasts. If I come across a podcast episode, I try and get them to share it, or I share it to Podcast Enthusiasts group on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, you can check that out and hopefully keep abreast. Again, there's, for as many YouTube channels are now, there's even more podcasts that are out there than there were even 2 years ago. So it's kind of hard to keep up with all of them. But if you have any suggestions for a YouTube channel that you're really into, or a podcast that you've been listening to, just either share it. You can share it direct to the Sailing Podcast Enthusiast Facebook group if you're on Facebook. I just have to approve them. Or just send me an email, theescapepods@gmail.com, and I'll check that every couple weeks and get turned on to whatever you're trying to share. And check it out, you know what I mean? So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Enjoy the holidays, get through Christmas, New Year's, and we'll see you in 2026. I think I said last episode intro, 2025 ended up being a pretty good year for sailing for us. Had a lot of great adventures, and I'm looking forward to the same. I am taking some of my time off that I would dedicate to sailing next year to go to New Orleans in the spring. For the first weekend in Jazz Fest. It's been, I can't believe it's been almost 27 years since I've been to New Orleans for Jazz Fest. I was there for Jazz Fest in 98, and I went for Mardi Gras in 2002, I believe it was. And I've always endeavored to get back and just never, Nora always gives me crap because she's never been and always wanted to go. So that's going to be part of our vacation for 2026. Is trading in some sailing time to go hang out in New Orleans and Nolans, slow down for a week and check out some good music because there's a lot of great people. And I kind of lucked out on the timing of it. I was able to get a pretty good deal. I have a friend that lives there, can help us out. I'm going to go check out the World War II Museum. The first weekend of the Jazz Fest is kind of stacked with performers that we want to see, like Samantha Fish, Jason Isbell, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So looking forward to that, and hopefully still get probably a week on the bay at some point, probably in the fall. And then maybe I have to cut short my time off for the boat show, but we'll see how my vacation plays out. So again, if you want to share anything on Facebook, you can find me there. I haven't heard any specifics on meetups. We had the Upper Chesapeake group did do a meetup in Elkton, I believe, a couple weeks back. I was not able to make that. So I haven't really heard of any specifics on any meetups, but I'm sure there'll be a few between now and probably March. And I have not heard anything about Zoom calls, but I'll get with Bryant on that and see if he's doing a Sunday morning series. Usually he waits until after the craziness of the holidays. So keep your eyes open for that. And I did get some really good comments on the last episode, especially from Hayden Foy, who said he never heard of Sailing Zingaro and the book Be the Captain that James Evenson put out. He said he immediately went out and bought it and was thanking me for exposing him to it. So thank you for listening. If you did catch on to something, like I said, if you got a favorite YouTube channel or something that I haven't talked about that you think should be covered on the podcast, just shoot me a line, whether it's on Facebook Messenger or theescapepods@gmail.com. All right. Thanks a lot, everybody. Sail on. Happy holidays. We'll catch you in 2026. Peace.
Myself alive, solid and disheveled, and my pockets torn asunder. I sank beneath the street lamps for the water, chilling chunder. Here's to long goodbyes, boys, and here's to one another. Dearer to the heart and never nearer to the gutter. So grab your ass and oyster glass, and how the hell you been? To the wild winds of misfortune blow us back to town again. Hey!
Good. I'm here with Jack Patton from Powerflow Marine. We're next door at Sunshine Cruising Yachts, and you look very like you got something to sell here.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in. You've got a display model here of what looks like an electric motor. So tell me all about Powerflow Marine.
Yeah, we are electric propulsion and energy resilience company. So we replace the main propulsion diesels with our 17 or 22 kW electric motors. And then we also developed the DC diesel generator, so that makes a series hybrid.
Oh, wow.
So for longer hauls that you need a motor up the coast for a week straight, we have the diesel generator.
Oh, wow.
But for 90% of the time, you're going to be able to use the pure electric motors.
So this will replace like your, say, Yanmar 2 GMs or Yanmar 3 GMs
this model you see is the 17 kW, and that'll replace the 35 horse diesel with ease.
Okay.
I replaced the 48 horse diesel with our 22 kW model. And we sailed from Mexico to French Polynesia, Hawaii, and back to Washington State. And we did all of that without the DC generator. So we were able to motor through the doldrums for 5 days without fossil fuels.
Wow. So you have a very large lithium battery, I'm assuming.
So it's 600 amp hours. So it's not too big. I sell 400 to 600 amp hours is a rate, pretty going size.
Yeah. And what kind of solar do you need to power that?
So that was 4 of the Sun-Powered Yachts 470 panels. So those are our neighbors over here. And we can motor at 3.2 knots without using any energy from the battery bank.
Oh, wow.
Because of the solar generation.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so we're in Washington, in Port Townsend.
Yeah.
Is where we manufacture these.
Okay, nice. And the generator, I mean, this would be for like probably a 35 to 40 foot boat. You could fit that on.
Yeah, I mean, I think 35 might be kind of pushing it, but most 40 foot boats already have the space. And if you look at the motor, it's already pretty small, so you might be able to even fit it in that same spot. A Catalina 40 or 38, they have a lot of room in there to pile in behind where the existing diesel was.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. So tell me what it would take to put this together. Like, is it like a 3-4 day install type thing?
I did 31 days on my own boat, and that was cutting out diesel tanks, refinishing that whole area, building a battery shelf, putting the batteries in, then removing the diesel engine, repainting all that shit, and then putting up the solar panels.
Right.
That was 31 days in the summer of Mexico.
So
I would suggest taking your time and doing it in 2 months.
So if you had an empty space, like everything was already taken out.
And we sell the whole kit, so it's a full custom wiring harness that comes all boxed up and pre-wired. So it's just plug and play as possible. So if you had a clean slate, you can get it done in a week. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's cool. So when you went to, where'd you go? You went from Panama to
Mexico to French Polynesia, and then
up to
Hawaii, and then Washington State.
And you did 5 days straight of motoring?
Through the doldrums,
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So that was 3 knots during the day, and then we drop it down a little bit at night, and then the average of that was we got out of the doldrums with 8% battery, and then once we were sailing again, we had regen from sailing.
Okay.
We had solar, and then in 3 days we were charged back up, and we had the air conditioning back on.
Oh wow!
The cat was sleeping down below, happy. And we showed up to Marquesas with more battery than when we left Mexico.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's awesome. So give me a rough estimate just for materials.
Yeah, so this 17 kW model and 4 batteries is $20,000.
Okay.
And then our generators start at 18.2.
It's 18.2. Okay. Yeah. Great. So what's your website?
Powerflowmarine.com.
Powerflowmarine.com. All right. Sounds good. Anybody out there looking to transition to electric, this looks like a good opportunity. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
Catch you on the flip side.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Well, we're standing here with Ed, the broker with the beard, and he's running away. He's like, I'm gonna step out here, but you're here kind of doing a new thing. I think the last time we talked to you at the Spring Boat Show, you were a broker for a certain place, and now you're a broker for somebody else.
Yes. So I have transitioned, as a lot of commission salespeople will do, from one house to another. So. I'm now with Salt Yacht Sales in Rock Hall.
There you go.
Yeah.
And you're also here with the Funny Boat podcast.
Also here with the Funny Boat.
About that.
Yeah. No. But you good friends of the Shooting the Breeze podcast for sure. Yeah.
So anyway, talk just real quick. What are you looking for at the new brokerage? You know what I mean? What's going on?
I'm just looking for. I don't know. Just I like connecting with the people in general, and this one is a little bit more low key for me, which sounds counterintuitive, but I've been going hard for a while, so I've got plans to kind of build things, but.
How do people get a hold of you then?
Oh, they can always contact me by my cell phone, 410-708-0633. And everybody thinks I'm a nut for giving out my personal cell phone, but that's sales. And or Ed at brokerwiththebeard.com.
Still, okay.
And the new email is ed@saltyachts.com.
There you go. Perfect. All right, cool. Well, we're also standing here. The main reason we're standing here is because Ben Soloman found me, and he is a member of the Upper Chesapeake Sailing Group, and we met last year at the Boaters Boat Show. We met again this year at the Boaters Boat Show, and prolific sailor, and you're all over the place.
I try.
Let's start with what you do sail.
I sail a 1990 Hunter Legend 37.5.
37.5, okay. Yeah. Cool. And you were just talking about it's the Toyota of...
She is the Toyota of sailboats, but, super reliable, great boat.
Yeah.
And sails like a dream.
Yeah. And very spacious, very accommodating. And I was going to try and get you on while we were doing the Boaters Boat Show, but then it rained, and it kind of threw a hamper in my whole... doing a podcast thing.
That's right. We're sailors. Rain's nothing.
Right. So tell me, are you native to this area, or did you come from somewhere else?
I am not. I was born in New Jersey.
Okay.
Lived in New Jersey until I guess I was about 10 years old or so. Then my family relocated to Florida.
Okay.
Clearwater Beach area.
Oh wow.
Grew up there. Went to high school in Largo essentially, and college in Tampa.
Okay.
Then I came up to Philadelphia to go to grad school and med school.
Nice.
And then I stayed there for residency and fellowship. And came to rest at Bucks County, Pennsylvania.
Wow. Okay.
I've been sailing Chesapeake though my whole life. My uncle had hull number 2 of 1972 Hunters, 32-footer.
Nice.
So we used to sail her. Her name was La Tigra.
Okay.
And we used to sail her from here all the way up to Massachusetts and back, and just have a great old time. So it was very natural when it came time to get my own boat to put her in the Chesapeake and make Chesapeake the home waters.
Yeah. Wow. So you've cruised all over.
All over,
man. So tell me about being offshore for the first time. Were you a kid, or were you a little bit older?
So the first time I was a child. So my uncle was a college professor.
Okay.
And he taught me how to sail again when I was young, and then he would joke that I was his vacation. Yeah. So he would bring me on board. I would get to pick wherever we wanted to go.
Yeah.
He would read the books and just relax, and I would plot the course and sail the boat. And back then, right, the pinnacle of technology was the radio direction finder.
Yeah.
When that came around, it was like, oh my God, we can pick up radio stations and stuff.
Yeah.
So, so the first time I was offshore with him, I was young.
Yeah.
And I didn't really appreciate it. And then as an adult, sailing to block and stuff and doing those overnights,
right?
It's just magic.
Yeah.
It's just magic being out there.
Because I've never been offshore. I've been on the bay. I've been around. I've been on rivers. I've been on, you know what I mean. But I've never been open ocean voyaging. And I can just, I have a vision in my head of the stars meeting the sparkles. On the water.
It's amazing, you know, and when I always joke, you know, when I sail up to block, I find Polaris.
Yeah.
And if I keep Polaris in the port diamond of my upper shrouds, I'm on course.
You're on course.
Never have to look for anything else.
Yeah.
But the first time I was out there, I thought somebody was in trouble because I thought there was flares going off.
Oh, wow.
And I'm looking around as there's a flare over to starboard, there's a flare over to port. I thought,
What's
what in the
going on?
world?
Yeah.
It was all the stuff falling out of the atmosphere, burning up, and it was spectacular.
Wow.
Spectacular.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. We were just talking because we just did a cruise 2 weeks ago, and we're doing, you know, beach fires at Wharton and stuff like that. And my friend Tom, like, we sit around the clubhouse up at Hanson's Point with a fire. And the first time I ever saw a satellite was like 5 years ago, where someone's like, "Oh, there goes a satellite." I'm like, "What?" And you can just see it. You know what I mean? So, literally, since then, everybody I sit around with a fire, whether it's at Hanson's Point or at Wharton, I'm like looking at satellites. I'm like, "Look at that! There goes another satellite." And we were up there, and we were all looking at this satellite, and here comes this huge shooting star, and all 6 of us were like looking right at it when it happened because we're looking at this satellite going by, and it was like, this is just amazing. You know what I mean?
I was out there one morning and one night, right, and the moon was coming up. I didn't know it was the moon at the time.
Yeah.
It looked like a red day mark.
Oh,
and
wow.
I'm 100 miles off the coast.
Yeah. You're like, what?
And I'm like, I knew, and I was tired. I'd been up for 24 something hours.
Yeah.
Like in my head and logic, I'm like, there's not a day mark here.
Yeah.
So no matter what course I took, that day mark
was right there.
Yeah. Until
the
moon came up a little more, and then I realized it was the moon.
Wow.
It's wild.
That is just fabulous.
It is fabulous. It's really magical to be out there.
Right. Yeah. Now, are you doing most of this solo?
All solo.
All solo? Wow. I mean, that's impressive.
Just me and the girl.
Yeah, right.
Me and Dawn.
She's taking care of you.
I take care of her. She takes good care of me. That's the relationship.
Sweet. So how far have you gone? I mean, obviously, if you're going up to Block Island, have you gone up to Maine and things like that? Or
in this boat, I have not. The farthest north I've gotten in her is Newport, Rhode Island.
Oh, wow. Well, we were just talking about the Annapolis to Newport race. Do you ever think about doing any of that stuff, or is it just more cruising?
So years ago, when I first bought this boat, Andy, Shell, and Mia were with the ARC.
Yeah.
And so they ran the Delmarva.
Yeah.
And I thought, what a great way to learn my new boat.
Yeah.
And, you know, go out there with a group of people. And that's when I met, you know, the guys from WRI, who I use all the time, by the way.
Yeah.
Even when I've sailed the BVIs 5 times.
Wow.
I skippered a charter through the Sea Claws in Greece.
Wow.
I did French Polynesia from Muria to Bora Bora.
Wow.
I was in Amalfi. I skippered a charter last year in Amalfi Coast.
Right.
And a year before that, I went to Croatia and did split to Dubrovnik.
Wow. That's awesome.
But every time I go, I use WRI.
Right.
So it's just, you know, give me a sense of what I'm kind of dealing with. But anyway. So I did Delmarva with Andy and Mia. And that kind of like broke it open.
Broke it open for you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I think I was supposed to go. I had signed up. And what year? I'm trying to think of what year this would have been. Probably 2015, 2016. Somebody was like, "Yeah, I need crew for the Delmarva," and I signed up. And then like 3 weeks ahead of time, they said, "No, we're not going." So I was on my boat sitting in Georgetown, like, you know, doing a cruise in the Upper Bay, while you guys probably on that trip were cruising around the Delmarva.
We had a good time. There was there was some excitement.
Yeah.
You know, there's some excitement, but there's an overnight. There's 3 overnight legs essentially.
So So
it's really nice. You know, you do your first overnight leg down the bay.
Yeah.
Get your feet wet.
Right.
You do an overnight leg out in the Atlantic over the Delaware coast into Cape May. And then Cape May back to Annapolis. But in terms of like the race thing, that's not my, you know, my daily life is pretty high octane. So when I get on my sailboat, I'm just like
chill.
I just want to chill. So I I mean, listen, if there's another sail on the horizon, it's kind of a race. But I just want to be out there, and some of my most memorable experiences were at like 3 knots, just chilling.
Yep.
You know, watching the sparkly water and checking some stars out.
Right.
One night, the Starlink cluster came over.
Oh yeah.
That was wild.
Pretty wild.
Didn't quite know what that was.
It was. You're like, ugh.
I'm like, the aliens have landed.
Yeah, they're coming.
They're coming. You know, but I spent a childhood going to Block Island and getting quahogs out of Great Salt Pond.
Yeah.
So. 40
Yeah.
years later, going to Block Island, it was unrecognizable to me.
Oh, wow, really?
It wasn't the remote island that I remembered as a kid, and we were one of 3 boats, and I would dinghy, you know, around. It was very, very different.
Wow. So do you have any one design or dinghy experience, like sailing dinghies and stuff?
Yes. So before I got this boat, my best friend's father, who was a sailor, had died, and he had a Chrysler Mutineer 15.
Oh, wow.
So they had called me and said, hey, if you want to drive to Pittsburgh, we got a sailboat for you. And I loved that boat. So I had that boat for years. And so I kind of did it backwards. So I learned how to sail on a big boat. With my uncle. Got this 15-footer. Really learned how to sail and feel the water. And I tricked her out. She had a stereo system. I mean, she had everything. And I probably would have still had that boat had it not been for Hurricane Sandy.
Oh, wow.
Because in Hurricane Sandy, the tree fell in my backyard.
Oh, no.
Essentially cut her in half.
No, that sucks.
So I sailed that boat in Lake George. I sailed her in Barnegat Bay. I sailed her from Still Pond to Annapolis and back.
Really? Wow.
Oh, yeah. I did a lot of... I had a... North Sails actually made me a specific sail with 3 reefs.
Oh, wow.
So that I could continue to sail her in you know, pretty
heavy
weather for a dinghy. But I loved that boat.
That's like putting you're in it. You know, you're not escaping it in that.
And sort of, so my friend's dad's name was, he was John Robert Van Kirk.
Okay.
So his boat was the Sloop JR.
Okay.
But when I took it'd been in the garage so long, when I took the canvas cover off, the H fell off.
Right.
The S fell off. Oh, no. And the J and the R fell off.
So
it became Tayloop.
And
Tayloop is my Gmail and YouTube site.
There you go.
Yep. So Tayloop.
Wow. Nice. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, she was a great boat.
All right. So what are you doing down here at the show? You got anything in particular interested in?
I was talking to the lithium battery guys. And I think I'm going to finally pull the trigger on AIS.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my boat has no instrumentation.
Okay.
And I pride myself on knowing, you know, the coal regs and light signatures and all that stuff.
Right.
But it's just gotten to the point, I think, now where AIS is almost mandatory.
It's a safety thing.
It is a safety thing, especially when the big boats are coming down the bay, and you know, it's like, you know, hey, sailboat off. Like, that's not going to work. They need to call me by name.
Especially at night if you're sailing at night.
So I'm going to get I think I'm going to get a digital yacht 5000.
Okay.
So I have an iPad. I use iSailor.
Okay.
So I'm going to put my digital yacht AIS on the iPad. And I'm going to get some lithium batteries, and I think that'd probably be my goal for this particular show.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thanks for stopping by.
Always great to see you.
I've been wanting to catch up with you at the boat show, like I said, and we'll be doing that again next year, I'm sure.
I can't wait. I
mean, that's such a fun show.
It's amazing.
Just all the people that bring their boats, they're so into it. You know what I mean?
It's just a fun time.
It's a good time. It's low key.
Very.
You know what I mean? So
I love it.
All right, man. Thank
Great
you very
seeing
much.
you.
Yep. Take care.
See you.
Oh, sorry. All right. All right, I'm here with Colin from Sailing Bliss.
Yeah.
So you are a relatively new YouTube channel because I haven't seen it yet.
Nope, brand new.
You know, you're not real unless I've seen it. You know?
Nice.
No, but we're here at the Total Boat kind of YouTube tent area by the boat show here. And I've been interviewing a couple different people, and you were here, so I figured I'd talk to you because I'm going to check out your channel when I get home. So
thanks, I appreciate it.
All about where you're from, how you got started sailing.
Sure. So the biggest thing I did was I did the Navy for 20 years, and I retired.
All right.
But before that, in Baltimore, actually, I had learned how to sail when my mom threw me in a summer camp.
Oh, yeah? Where at? Which one?
Oh, downtown harbor.
Downtown sailing?
Like by I don't know. I mean, that was 30 years ago.
30 years ago. Okay, wow.
But then after that, luckily in the Navy, you're always at a marina, so they had boats I could rent. So I just kept practicing as I went.
As you went along?
Yeah.
Were you stationed down around here, or were you all over the place?
Never in Maryland. No, I did Georgia, like the state.
And
then England, Chicago, Whidbey Island, and Washington State.
So you've been sailing in some pretty cool areas.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Nice. So how did you transition that into your own boat and then go into a YouTube channel?
Yeah, so, it's funny because when you're in the military, you waste a lot of money when you're a kid. So I bought a fancy BMW. I was like, oh, this is great. And then I was like, well, wait a second. I'm paying $700 a month to drive a car. I can't live in it. I can't really have fun in it. So I was like, if I sell this and get a cheaper car, I can get a boat.
Okay.
So I got a McGregor, which really isn't a sailboat.
That was my first boat.
Is it really?
Yeah, mine was so early that it was not issued a hull number. So it was like 1972.
Oh, wow.
It was one of the first like 5 or 10 off the line because I called the factory. I'm like, I can't find the hull number. Oh, it's on the back. No, it's not on the back. This is from 1972. And they're like, oh, wow, okay. Well, look here. If it's not there, then it doesn't have one. And it was made before the rule got enacted.
That's crazy.
Like, wow, okay. So, yeah, it was an old 25 with the drop keel and all that stuff.
Yeah, I had the 26X. It was a little different. I think it was a 2000 or something.
Yeah. Cool, man. Yeah, well, and I follow a couple channels, actually, that have, like, that and the 26Ms that were earlier.
Yeah.
They're great starter boats.
Absolutely.
You can't really hurt them. They're not, they're not big and stout and heavy like some, but what are you going to do to it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it was funny. I did try flying a spinnaker on it, which was crazy. I got a crosswind, and that was the first time I learned what a broach was.
I'm pinned down. I'm stuck. Oh, man.
But then after that, I realized, okay, well, if I sell this and get an even cheaper car, I can get a real sailboat. So I got a 1977 Fuji 32-foot. And
nice.
I bought it with a bad engine, so I could cruise at about 1.5 knots.
So
it took me 5 days to go something that you could normally sail in a day. So I got it back, and I learned how to repower. I repainted the bottom. Like, it was a complete rebuild. And that was my practice boat. I was I want to sail the world, but I got to learn how to do it all first. So then, luckily, well, I don't know. The Navy moved me from the West Coast to the East Coast the last year when I retired.
Oh, yeah, right.
So I was like, okay, fine. I'll just sell everything.
Right. Start over.
Yeah. Which was great because then it made me like really start thinking. I'm like, okay, the 32 is nice, but I don't know if it was a world traveler. So I got lucky and sold the condo in Washington State, and I was able to afford an older privileged catamaran.
Oh, nice.
So it's a 43-foot. So that's what I'm on now.
And so you're here with that?
Yeah, I'm actually anchored just out here.
In Anchorage?
Yeah.
Wait for Sunday night.
Oh my gosh, it is so rolly out there.
Yeah. It's gonna get worse. You better go find a place.
I'm hoping to go.
Yeah. So the channel, how did you start the channel and why?
So I got a pension from the Navy, and that's a starter to sail the world. Right. But I was hoping to, one, have something to do when I'm sailing the world, and why not make videos? Because I used to video edit in high school as projects.
Right.
So I was like, I can do that. That's not too hard. So I'm doing that. I'm finishing my master's and working still during the day. So every now and then I have time to relax or video edit.
Are you sticking around this area for a while, or?
It's going to get too cold, so I'm going south.
You're going south?
Yeah. Last year I did the Keys, and then this year I'm hoping to do Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Yeah. Okay, you're leaving out of here with everybody else in a couple weeks? Or?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I have a couple friends that are heading south starting. And actually, one couple already just left.
Oh, nice.
But I have a guy who's here. For whatever reason, he's waiting until like mid-November. And I don't know if it's a family thing or what it is. But I'm like, you're like 3 weeks behind. You're going to be freezing your ass off.
Oh, yeah. I mean, last time I went from Rhode Island down to the Keys, it was mid-November. I was going around Cape Hatteras.
Oh, man.
And, oh, man, it was like 9-10-foot seas. And that's not a stretch. That's what Predict Wind said. And, it was nuts. We were going downwind, luckily. And I was reefed very minor or huge reef in the jib. No main, and all of a sudden it was my night shift, 4 a.m., and I heard a boom, and I looked up, and my furler, head sail, and everything was out in front of my boat, and everyone was asleep, so I just started stamping on the floor, yelling for my cousin, started the engines, and then I went and clipped in. I was like, well, hopefully somebody's going to wake up, but I have to do something.
So
I ran up there, and the jib was and the furler was like coming back every now and then and banging into the deck. So I was like, well, I can't get too close to that.
Yeah.
So I just
your head.
I grabbed the jib sheets and started pulling it in, and then thankfully my cousin came up.
Okay.
And that's when we got more halyards, and I dynamited that down.
Yeah.
But then it was 10 hours to get down to Morehead City. And the whole time I'm watching both sides of my rigging, just spaghetti everywhere.
Oh, man.
And every minute I was like, oh, God, is the mast coming down this
time?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It was nuts.
You've lived that now. Everything else is cake, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And now I know how to prevent that even more.
From happening. Yeah. Awesome.
You know the one crazy thing, though? It happened because the clevis pin, which is, what the cotter pin goes into, that got shot out somehow. I don't know. I guess the cotter pin was missing. I don't know. Yeah. But 10 hours later, and the next day, I had an overnighted clevis pin because there was no backup.
Yeah.
And we're down there fooling with it, and my buddy looks down on the anchor, and there was the old clevis pin.
Oh, wow.
It stood there through 10 hours of a storm.
That? Oh, wow.
Yeah. So now I have a backup.
You got a backup. There you go. See, now you'll never have a backup, not have a backup again. You
exactly.
know what I mean? And maybe look at that before you leave.
For real.
I actually, because I just do coastal sailing in the bay here. I've never actually been out on the ocean. But I've had not only clevis pins, but then the little key twisty things that go in place of like a bent clevis pin.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like a key ring.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A couple of mine have that. And they've actually worked themselves out.
I've seen that on mine, too.
And I'm like, how's that happen? And like I said, I'm not doing anything major. I mean, I get bashed around a little bit. But I've now trained myself, which, any offshore sailor is going to do an inspection before they do anything.
Yes.
I'm so used to just, dropping mooring lines and going out for a lazy day sail that a lot of times I don't think about it.
Yeah.
But now I've trained myself that every time I go out, I walk around, I check all the pins, because this was just the main sheet Traveler. But if that lets go, you know what I mean? It's going to damage something, whatever, you know what I mean? So
absolutely.
I definitely have learned to take the offshore stuff, like the real serious stuff, and apply it to just going out for the day.
That's good.
Because I'll get burned eventually.
Yeah. Well, then you can breathe, and everyone else is safe.
Safe. Yeah. Definitely. So, all right. So YouTube, Sailing Bliss. Do you have a website or Insta or any of that stuff?
It's actually just sailingbliss.life. No .com, just .life.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
Yeah.
We'll look for you there, and thanks for stopping by.
Of course. Thank you.
All right. You bet. Peace. Perfect. All right. So I'm here at the Florida Bow Thrusters booth at the Annapolis Sailboat Show, and I'm trying to remember your name, but I can't remember. Is it Josh or something like
Ian.
that? Ian. Okay. So Ian from Florida Bow Thrusters. We were watching some abysmal Philadelphia sports on the TV the other night at the bar.
Yep.
You were kind of sitting next to us, so you were telling me all about it. I'm like, all right, I got to come back and talk to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you guys specialize in bow thrusters, and I'm looking at this thing out front here. Mm-hmm. Is that an example of?
So that's an example of a stern thruster for a boat with shallow draft or something that has outboards or outdrive, something like that.
So when you talk about let's start with, I guess, boats that already come with bow thrusters. Yep. Like, you're able to service them. And
absolutely.
Them,
we do sales, service, installation, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah. Now, you were also telling me, though, about boats that don't necessarily have bow thrusters.
Yeah, we retrofit. So, we, you don't have a thruster, or you have an older boat, or maybe you missed the option and when it was getting built.
Right.
We can come in and we'll cut that hole right through, fiberglass that tunnel in, and get you going.
Yeah. So how long does that take generally? Is that
roughly about 2.5 days.
2.5 days?
Yep. Full turnkey install, batteries, charger, wiring,
the whole 9 yards.
Everything.
Wow. And you've even done like skiffs, like things that are really designed to have. How does that work?
It's kind of just what our niche is. We get in there and we figure out how to make it work. But we've done anything from a 22 Boston whaler, up to a 100 plus mega yacht kind of thing.
Yacht, What sizes are they? And
you've got ones that range from like a 1.5 horsepower, a little small motor, all the way up to a 25 horse motor.
Oh, right. Yeah. So the smaller ones, like how much thrust do you get?
So on like a mid 30s foot boat, I would recommend something like a SE60 from Side Power or Sleipner, and it would be 132 pounds of thrust on a little 4 horsepower motor.
4 horsepower motor.
Yep.
And is that just run off additional batteries then?
On that size of a unit, you don't need additional battery. You can just do on your engine start battery. Once you get up to the bigger ones, 6-8 horsepower, that's when you want to start adding an independent battery
And
bank.
are they electric motors? Or
They are DC electric, yep.
So how long, I mean, obviously you're not running them for very long. You're just kind of pulsing them,
short bursts for the most part.
Yeah.
On a standard on-off unit, the continuous run you can get is somewhere right around a minute and a half, but you really should never need to run it that long.
That much, yeah.
And they've got some newer technology now where it's an AC motor with an inverter on it that runs on DC power.
Okay.
So it gives you all the benefits of hydraulics with the run time, the variable speed, the hold function, but it runs on the DC power, so it's a much more economical option.
Wow. Okay, and then you're doing like your fiberglass and everything?
Yeah. We'll come in. We have a big basically a core saw for the different diameter tunnels, and we core through it, fit the tunnel, fare it out, glass it in.
Right. Now, a lot of sailboats have things up front, like water tanks or holding tanks or like any of that. Like you running that stuff all the time.
We do. So that a tank up front, unless it gets removed, basically it'll null. We won't be able to do the thruster install.
Okay, so you basically have to then rip that out, do your install, and then they got to figure something out.
Yeah, they either go to a flexible tank or modify their existing tank to fit in that space.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. All right. So what? Just say 30-foot boat. It's got space. You're not really doing a whole lot. Like, what's a minimum cost? Like, what's a range kind of thing?
Yeah, typical cost for something right there is right around $10,000-$11,000.
Okay.
Yep. For that size of a boat, and then it incrementally goes up. You know, you get into something like the 40-footers, you're closer to 15.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you're in Florida. Like, where do they have to come to you, or do you come to them?
So we do full mobile installation. We got 4 crews that just run up and down the East Coast.
Oh, really?
So we book a group of jobs together in a region and send a crew up there for a couple weeks at a time, and they knock them out.
Oh, wow. Cool. How far have you gone up?
We go from Key West to Maine over to Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anywhere in between.
Yeah. So where do people find you at?
FloridaBowThrusters.com or any of our social media.
Okay.
At Florida Bow Thrusters.
Instagram and all that stuff.
Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, all that.
YouTube videos or anything?
We do have some YouTube videos online, and then we've done some collaboration with our distributor and made some videos with them as well.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Good to meet you.
All right. We're here with Heather from Geniks on the Go, YouTube channel that you've probably seen. You've been around this show, I think this is your 3rd year, is it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. So talk to us just about where you're coming from and what you're into, because are you doing a refit, or is it a rebuild, or what do you qualify this as?
All right. So I'm Heather. I'm from Geniks on the Go, and I live in Thunder Bay, Ontario. We're building a 48-foot Bruce Roberts spray. It's a monohull. It's fiberglass.
Okay.
We bought it at the 90% finished stage and then hauled it home. It was about 60% finished. And
somewhere you lost 30%.
yeah. It was in the when we hauled it back and got all the crap off the boat, we realized that there was a lot more work than we thought. So it has never been in the water. It's never been completely finished.
Oh, wow.
So it will be a brand new boat, but it's going to look somewhat outdated when it hits the water. Yeah, and we are. It's myself and my husband Murray, and then we have 2 little girls, Eve and Pearl.
Okay.
They're 5 and 7.
Okay.
And or
so they'll
7
be
and 5.
teenagers when this gets done, right?
I hope not.
Yeah, right.
I certainly hope that we'll be hitting the water in 2027. But we've been saying 2025, and then we moved it to 26, and now I think it's 2027 is more realistic. Yeah.
All right. So Thunder Bay, Ontario. Have you lived up there and sailed up there for a long time? Are you new to sailing? Like, what's your experience level, that kind of thing?
So I was born and raised in Flatland, Manitoba.
Okay.
Nowhere near water.
Nowhere near
Damn
water.
near drowned when I was like 5.
Oh, geez.
And in 2010, my husband and I went on a sailing trip that was supposed to be a once-in-a-lifetime trip to the BVIs.
Okay.
And fell in love with it.
Oh, wow.
And when we went home, I said, how can we do this, like, full time?
Yeah.
We live on it.
Yeah.
And so we did actually plan to move aboard in like 2020, but we all know what happened there.
Yeah.
And in 2013 that we actually ended up moving to Thunder Bay.
Okay.
Because a job offer came, and so we took some sailing lessons out in Thunder Bay on a boat called Frodo with Sail Superior.
Oh wow.
And we did some sailing clinics after that, and we've been always trying to get a boat, get it on the water.
Yeah.
And so we now own like 5 boats.
Okay.
And none of them have hit the water, but they will soon.
Between the 6 of them, maybe you can get, you know what I mean?
I bought a 25-foot Bayfield.
Oh, wow.
Sight unseen.
Nice.
Hauled it from Perry Sound to Thunder Bay, and then found out that the engine was no good.
Good, yeah.
So we bought a rebuilt engine, and it's in the boat, but it's not attached to the boat. So we'll eventually get that in next spring. It was supposed to go in this year, but it will be next spring.
Okay. Yeah, I remember Sean. I can't remember Sean's last name. He had a channel with Bayfield.
Oh, yeah?
25. Is it 25 or 20? I think it was a 25.
Yeah.
He was in Ontario.
Yeah.
London.
Built there.
Yeah. He was up in that area.
Yeah.
And he tried to take it down the canals to New York. And I think he made it to Kingston and realized, this is not the boat to do this on. So
yeah, it's a little tight.
Yeah. Well, it was Sean and Julia. Now I'm remembering. It was Sean and Julia, and then they ended up buying a 37-foot something or other. And then they did go to the islands for like a year or two, and then I think they gave it up and moved back to land life up in Canada.
Yeah.
But, they got out there and they did it. But Bayfield, there's a Bayfield 32 in my club that I looked at probably 10 years ago already. And it was a nice boat in its skeleton form, but the guy that was redoing it, and he's a well-known surveyor, very thorough, but he took all the systems off.
Oh, no.
Put everything right, like the motor's right, the sail's right, all the basic stuff is right, but there was no electronics on it, there was no canvas on it, like that kind of thing. And he still wanted a fair amount of money for it. And somebody did buy it, brought it to our club, it sat on the dock for like 3 weeks, and then they hauled it out, and it's been up in the heart ever since, like 5-6 years before the pandemic, for sure. Which is just sad beyond belief, because it's a nice boat, and like I said, he had it all tricked out as far as sailing and motoring went. Like I said, no systems or whatever. But Bayfield's a nice boat, so even if that's your day kind of sail boat, that thing will treat you right for years. You know what I mean? Yeah.
We want to get it in the water next year because we want to get the girls used to sailing.
Yeah.
They did a sailing camp this past summer.
Okay.
And they really loved it. Like, they came home and they were like, they really wanted to go sailing more.
Yeah, more.
And it made me happy because I was like, well, we're going on the boat no matter what. So you either like it or you don't. You're on the boat for at least a year. So.
Yeah. Right. Tell me about Thunder Bay. Is that like, what kind of sailing area is that? Is it forgiving, or is it
So we're on Lake Superior. It's the biggest of the Great Lakes, and they kind of refer to it as the ocean of the Great Lakes. We've sailed in 30-knot winds up there. It's not nice when it gets to be 30-knot winds because it's also, it can get really choppy and easily to get seasick. But it's gorgeous sailing. There's lots of places to go and see. It's a huge lake, and you can get from Thunder Bay, you can get out of there and go, to the ICW, or you can go
You can go anywhere
around,
in the world. Yeah. It's kind of like the bay in that respect, where like you can go anywhere in the world, there's water.
Exactly, right? Yeah.
And I've talked about this before. I've interviewed a handful of people from the Midwest or Great Lakes area. Like, Great Lakes sailing is huge.
It is.
And you just don't see it necessarily in the media, I guess, landscape of sailing. Everyone's talking about the islands or this or that. Yeah. But, I mean, it's huge. And there's 1,000 lakes, 10,000 lakes.
Oh, tons. My husband grew up in Kenora.
Yeah.
And on Lake of the Woods, like, there's like 1,000 islands or something that. It's incredible. And that's another nice lake to sail on. But it's just that, you're going to have a smaller boat on that lake.
It's like dinghy sailing or...
the 25-foot Bayfield would be perfect on that lake.
Perfect. So, 2027, you're going to get this boat all... And you said it's fiberglass.
It's fiberglass, yeah.
My friend Ralph has a Bruce Roberts 37 that's steel.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, they're kind of like tanks. Like, this thing weighs 39,000 pounds. And we hauled it from Stony Creek, Ontario, down the Trans-Canada Highway. It's almost 15 feet wide.
Wow,
And when we went to pick it up, the semi-truck driver actually had to buy a different trailer
in
order to haul it. So, yeah, it's a big boat. It's a shallow keel, so the keel's only like 11 inches tall. Runs the full length of the boat. So it's built for the Bahamas. That was the previous owner that we bought it from. That was his dream, was to go and sail it to the Bahamas and then just stay there. But unfortunately, when his wife got sick, that dream ended. But we'd like to sail it down there. And everybody asks us, well, what's your plans? And I'm like, well, I'd like to go around the world. But my husband's like, I don't know, I want to sign up for quite that much. But basically it's sail south and then see how it goes.
Mm-hmm. Are you guys going to be able to work like remotely? Like how are you going to fund this whole lifestyle adventure?
So we're landlords. We have a couple properties. Right now, my husband also has a contracting company. And in the last year and a half, basically, he's pulled back from doing a lot of jobs because it takes away from our projects, and as our name implies, Geniks on the go, we always have projects on the go. So this year our boat got put kind of on the back burner until maybe 2 months ago, because we've been pushing so much to get what we've called the Elephant Project done. It's a great big building. We're turning it into a 4-plex. So once that's done, then we'll focus on the boat. But so landlording is one of the ways that we make our money. And then we've started a YouTube channel. We're growing it. And that's the whole reason of coming down to the show is just to learn from other people and make connections. And it's crazy. Like from 2023, when I came down here on a whim. And I was like, I just want to go spend time with people that like have common interests. And then last year I came down here and I actually had time in the booth with the other creators and had complete imposter syndrome. And then
I know what you mean.
And then this year I'm actually staying in a house with a couple of the big channels, Expedition Drenched, Sailing Yaba, Leading the Escapade. And it's been really like fun, not just to spend time with them, but you get to know them like without the cameras in front of you. You get to see how funny they are, and they are just like they are on the camera. It's just you get to see that behind the scenes side, and it's really neat.
Because I was talking to a couple people earlier this morning up there. We've made friends the past couple years with like Chris and Kel from Now Here, and like they're not here this year, and they're kind of in between sailing, and it's like
they're renovating a house.
They're renovating a house.
I reached out to Chris and Kel because I was wanting to bring down our 30-foot motorhome, and I was like, they're so anti-RV down here. What's the deal? And they said when they brought theirs, they had to get a spot like 40 minutes away, and then they just drove in. And even at that, I thought, between the gas, because I drove down from Canada, and I had a little camper in the back of my truck. And just the gas alone would kill you. And then you're paying, $100 a night to stay in a campground. Plus now you got to drive, now you got to park. It just, the costs added up so fast. And I thought, you know what? Mom likes having a week where I don't have to answer for kids, anything like that. It gives me a break. I get to recharge my batteries and fill up my cup. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to come down by myself and I'll take my truck. Which, I mean, in theory, that sounded like a great idea. Until I crossed the U.S. border and it started downpouring. And I bought a pop-up camper. I think I showed you pictures maybe. And while I was driving, I got to Eisenhower, I think it is, rest stop. It's about, for me, it was maybe like an hour from Harrisburg. And I came back to the truck and I looked up and the roof was kind of opening up. And not in a good way. It was like detaching. So luckily our friend Colin, before I left, he was like, okay, I'm going to send you with a toolkit. And so I opened the toolkit and there was this big rope, so I lassoed the front of the camper and tied it down as best I could and Googled the nearest Home Depot. And then I spent 2 hours in the Home Depot parking lot putting this thing back together so I could make it here. And there was a couple that was actually watching me do it the whole time. And finally, when I finished, I said, if you want to see if I make it back to Canada, subscribe to the channel. I got a new subscriber.
There you go.
And then I get in the truck and I'm pulling out from under the canopy. And My truck is a 21 Sierra, and the little sensor comes on and says I've got less than 1,200 miles for my brakes.
So wonderful.
Yeah, it made the Annapolis Boat Show was a bit expensive this year, but whatever it is.
Well, they always say about fixing your boat in exotic places. Yeah. Now you're fixing your RV in like mediocre places.
Well, I fixed it in the Home Depot lot. That was pretty good. And it was funny because I was like, well, I could get mad about it, but there's no point really. Right. And I also was like, if I'm going somewhere where there's going to be somebody that can help if I can't figure this out, I'm probably going to the best place possible. And then I'm talking to Rolf from Spirit Animal last night, and I'm telling him the story, and he's like, I lived in one of those things for 8 months, and he pulls it up. It's pretty much the exact same. And he's like, this wall was rotted. I'm like, yeah, I got to replace that one too. And he's like, can I just rebuild this? I'm like, man, I could have used you on the side of the road the other day.
Right, Oh my God. Yeah, that's some crazy stuff because Chris and Kel reached out to me before they came last year. Like, is there anywhere you know of that I can go park an RV? I'm like, oh my God. Like, I don't know. Like, you're pretty remote here as far as like campgrounds and stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty urban anyway. And I said, contact Jeff at the show. Maybe he's got a spot that he can park you. I know he's got an area different, and like I said, then finally she's like, yeah, we found a place like a half hour away. I'm like, all right, well.
Yeah, there's some kind of bylaw or something, because when I looked at it, if you had an RV, they said you can't be on the road after an hour. Like, you can only be there for 1 hour.
Oh, wow.
Then you have to move it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm not moving it every hour. It's hard to find a stall for a 30-foot.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So where'd you end up putting it?
I left it at home. It's actually not safetied because we didn't make the push. So I drove the truck down with the camper, and it's parked at the Expedition Drenched house, and I'm sleeping in the house. So luckily there was a bed that I had said, I'll take it, and then if you can't, if you fill the house, I'll just sleep in the camper. But they luckily didn't fill that.
Well, and you said all your stuff was in the truck, and your truck was getting fixed.
Yeah, my truck. I dropped my truck off at a shop. I won't name them because I wasn't too thrilled. But so I went to pick it up. They had been telling me all day, 2.5 hours, and I dropped it off at like 8:30 or something in the morning.
Right.
And I went to pick it up, and this is 6 o'clock at night, and she says, or the guy says, well, the guy that unlocks our electronic brakes isn't in.
It isn't in.
And I said, but they haven't been in all day, so you knew it wasn't going to be ready. But your Chloe at the front has been telling me all day it's going to be ready. I'm like, that. I have everything. I don't even have a change of clothes. So I had to unload as much as I could into a friend's rental car. And then they took me to where I needed to go. But like, I forgot my toothbrush, everything. All my hygiene stuff was in there, so I had to get somebody to drive me to a CVS.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's not something that you plan on,
No, but it was like, this is just an introduction to boat life. That's all, right? You roll with the punches.
So are there any vendors or anybody down here at the show that you're networking with that are going to help with your...
Total Boat is one that has, we're chatting, and they said that they'll send me some fairing compound. I've actually started using their fairing compound, and I was talking to them the other day, and they'll ship it to the border for me. So that's
good.
I'm hoping that'll work out. Then I'm in the Mantis booth today at 2 o'clock to 3.
Okay.
There's been no mention of anything like that, but I just start the relationship. I'm still a relatively small channel. But we're growing, and I think the way that you one of the best pieces of advice was probably from David Shee, and I have a lot of respect for him because he will tell it as it is. And his best advice to me was don't chase sponsors. He says, if you spend your time chasing sponsorships, you'd be better off building your channel. Because he said that was what he did. He chased sponsorships instead of building his channel. And he felt that it would have been easier to do it if he'd had a bigger channel at the time. And I agreed with that. And that's why when I come down here, it's more for me about networking.
Yeah.
Because as much as I've got a small channel, there will come a time where it'll start to grow.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I will know these people and they'll remember my face. They won't necessarily remember that I had, you know, a few hundred subscribers at the time or whatever, right? So, yeah.
Well, yeah, I was just up talking to Andy Miller and Mads. They're part of the Total Boat family. And I told Andy, like, you're a legend. Mads is a legend. I've been watching you guys since, like, 2013, 2014. You know what I mean?
So, Mads' boat.
Yeah.
Funny story. Before Mads bought that, I had contacted Brian from Brian Sailing. And I was like, hey, we already had our project boat, keep in mind. But I had talked my husband into, hey, we should look at this catamaran.
Oh,
it's hurricane damage. It's down in Florida. We could spend 6 months of the year down in Florida fixing that one and then come back up and fix this one. And then we'll finish that one. We'll sell it and we'll keep the catamaran.
Yeah.
And so he was kind of on board for this. So we called Brian.
Oh, wow.
And we were like considering making the trip down. And he says, well, I do have one other guy that's contacted me and he's really interested. And he's probably going to buy it.
Yeah.
And he says he's this really famous YouTuber. And I said, oh, who's that? And he's like, have you ever heard of Mads from Sail Life? And I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, he's the better guy to buy your boat. So I said, let me know if he doesn't buy your boat, but I'm pretty sure he'll buy it.
Yeah.
So,
right.
Yeah.
That's too
but
funny.
I just laugh because, that's the boat that I was like, oh, yeah, I could. That would be a perfect boat. And it was built in Hamilton, I think, Ontario. Or at least that's their home port.
Yeah.
Because those PDQs, they used to be built in Canada. But I don't know if they still are.
Yeah, I don't know. I had a Pace ship that was built in Nova Scotia.
Oh, yeah.
I was lucky number 13 of that model.
Yeah. We looked at a Pace ship. It wasn't a very big one. But it was quite a while ago, so before we bought the Bayfield.
Yeah. It's a 26, the one I had. I had it for like 10 years. And the guy I bought it from, like, you always want to buy it if you're going to actually, like, cruise or sail and you don't want to spend a lot of time doing projects. Buy the boat from the tinkerer because he had tinkered his way through all the projects and he got to this, I need a spice rack. So he made the spice rack and he's like, well, that's like the last project. I don't have any other projects. And then he's like, now it's time to buy a bigger boat. So I bought his boat and I didn't have to do anything to it for like 3 years.
Yeah. Then you just invite him as a guest.
Right.
You know, leave the tools out.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
I asked Mads, I said, you know what, have you talked to Ava yet? And he's like, talk to Ava about what? I said, about your trip up to Thunder Bay to come help me fare the hull. He says, no, that conversation has not come up.
Does not come up. You know. We'll invite you up for some glorious sanding.
Yeah, exactly. When it's too hot down in North Carolina, you come up to Thunder Bay, man.
Yeah, no problem. All right, well, thank you very much. Where can people find you?
They can find us on YouTube, Geniks on the Go, so it's Geniks on the Go, and then we're on Instagram, Geniks on the Go, and then we have a Facebook page as well. I think I have a TikTok account too, but I don't really go into TikTok too much. So,
all right, perfect. Well, thank you very much for sitting down, and we'll all go check out your channel.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. Thanks. All right.
I'm so
That's all right.
It's just a podcast. Nobody will see me.
See
I know. I'm like, I spilled cherry juice all over myself.
All right. So we're here at the boat show with Melanie Sunshine Neal. I don't know where your sunshine went, but it's still inside, right?
Always. Yep.
So, a couple things. You're doing cruising yachts. You're brokering and selling, right?
Yep.
But now you've got books. And you're having an author event, so we should talk about your books.
Yeah. So we're mainly a yacht brokerage based out of St. Augustine, Florida. But we sell boats everywhere. But we're doing kind of a dual purpose boat show here. We've got. I just had my third book come out. It's called Boat Buying Basics. And it walks you through the whole process of how to buy a boat from deciding what type of boat, from where, asking yourself the questions, where am I going to go, what am I going to do, who's going to go with me, all that stuff, stuff that helps you decide what kind of boat to get, and then walks you through the process of like looking at them, making offers, making surveys, the whole buying and closing process. And
oh wow, so it's from like a broker's perspective, but it's for like the everyday person.
It's for the everyday boat buyer, and it doesn't matter if they're using a broker or not. Obviously, we recommend using a brokerage because it makes it a lot easier for the buyer, and it doesn't cost the buyer anything.
Right.
But the book is for people who want to understand the process and kind of know what they're getting into, because people think it's simple, and it's not like going to the car lot and driving a car off the lot.
Yeah. Well, especially when you get into the older boats, and, like you said, surveys and all that kind of stuff. Like, what is your expectation for like people that are looking for boats? Like, there is no such thing as like the turnkey boat, is there?
Nope.
Really?
Even if the boat's brand new, and you know, we know people that, you know, come to the boat show and go and look at all the brand new boats and, you know, think they're going to get something that's ready to go. And, you know, just like with a car, and not to, you know, compare boats to cars because they're so different. But, you know, there's so many modifications and
systems.
You know, just systems. That's those of you that have experience boating know that you're always fixing something, and same thing on new boats. And nothing is ever really turnkey, even if we want it to be.
What's your take on, so a lot of YouTubers went into like the catamaran space with the help of whatever manufacturer you want to say, and then spent a year or longer kind of dealing with the factory issues. Like, what's your take on that? Do you see that a lot, or?
We don't see it too much, and you know, most of the factories tend to be pretty good with their warranty work. I love the YouTubers. I love YouTube. I think the challenge with it is that there are things that, you know, people are finding out in real time, and you know, information is shared so quickly and so easily, and that's good. You know, sharing information is good, but a lot of times people don't see the big picture of you know, the fact that any boat you get is probably going to take a year or so to get it perfect, even that brand new boat. You know, they're not without challenges. So,
because transparency, I think, is good, but then you get, like you said, the kind of the short-sightedness of like, well, you know, everyone's dumping on them for like this one little thing, and it's like, come on, you know what I mean?
And there was just a recent one that apparently the boat had not is one of the YouTube channels, but the boat supposedly had electrolysis issues, and one of we're talking actually to Nigel Calder about it, and he is the, you know, guru. ultimate guru on all things electrical, and he was like, there was just one loose wire, and there was nothing actually wrong with the boat, but but you know, if you're buying a new boat, I would say talk to the builder and make sure it's a company that is going to take care of you and support you. And the other challenge with that too is when you're traveling, it's hard to find places to do warranty work.
Especially you could be in the middle of nowhere. And you gotta sail 3 weeks to get somewhere that's even
exactly
close,
exactly.
So tell me about the other two books you got here.
So we've got Boat Girl and Boat Kid are my other books. They're both memoirs about growing up, living aboard and cruising, and my sister and I were both homeschooled boat kids that moved aboard when we were born, and I moved off when I was 19. And
you are a legacy sailor.
Well, I always say, we were the YouTubers before there was YouTube. We were like the pre-YouTubers. We wrote for magazines and all that. So same thing, different format. But Boat Girl is my memoir about growing up living aboard a boat, and Boat Kid is the PG version of it. So took out the sex and drugs.
Exactly. Because it is a rock and roll lifestyle.
Absolutely.
Especially in Florida. You know what I mean?
Anywhere on a boat.
Exactly. Well, we missed you earlier this summer. We were trying to kind of catch up with some people, and like I rolled into an anchorage late and everyone was already asleep. I'm like, oh well, you know.
Cruisers midnight.
Yeah, Cruisers midnight,
Yep.
exactly.
Yep.
So we'll catch up at some point. So
Awesome.
where can people find you?
So the company is sunshinecruisingyachts.com.
Okay.
We're all over Facebook, all over social media. My books can all be found on Amazon or anywhere that you buy books.
Okay.
So just look for Boat Buying Basics by Melanie, Neal, or if you want the memoirs, Boat Girl and Boat Kid. And we're always at the Annapolis Boat Show.
I was going to say,
we love
next
it.
year, happy hour every day at 4, you get
Absolutely.
a little metal cup and a rum drink.
Yep, free rum at 4.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
all right,
yep.
perfect. Thank you very much. Yep. There we go. We're going. We're on with Captain Glenn from Famous. From Below Deck.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So you're here at the boat show for the second year in a row.
Second year in a row, yeah.
You were here last year, and
Yeah.
you were hanging out with Colin from
That's
Parlay
right,
and all that stuff.
Colin's a good buddy of mine.
Yeah. So
and Jamie and Britt, of course.
All of them, yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, so offline, away from the below deck world, like you're a real cruiser, a real sailor.
Yeah, I have a 42-footer. Right now we're in Sardinia.
Yeah.
I put her away in a marina to come over here. And I'll be going back in about 10 days.
10 days?
Yeah. And, it's coming towards the end of the season. But we plan to stretch the season a little bit, and we'll cruise right up along the French Riviera through the end of November.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
great.
there's still nice days. It's not nice every day, but there are nice days in November.
Yeah. Where do you put it up then for the season?
I'm figuring out a place. We're going to swap out the keel to a shallow draft.
Oh, wow.
And then next summer we plan to do the French canals.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've always dreamt about doing the French canals. I never had, my boats have always been too deep.
Yeah.
But I figured if I change the keel, I can go up.
We're
going to go all the way through Paris.
Wow.
Yeah, at least one summer.
Yeah.
And then we'll bring her over to the Caribbean.
Yeah, because I interviewed Paul and Cheryl Shard about doing that like 5-10, whenever they did it.
Okay.
A long time ago. And I know Ruby Rose did some of the canals
that's kind of got me hooked. My boat,
Yeah.
I had some problems with my boat, and I started thinking about buying another boat, shallow draft. And I started watching Ruby Rose on YouTube as they were going up the canals. And I'm like, I definitely want to do that. Yeah. And on Southern Shores.
Distant Shores.
Because Distant Shores. They also did that. So I watched a bit of their stuff too.
Yeah.
But it's always been a dream of mine.
Yeah. They all had southerlies at the time.
That's right. They could lift the keel.
Yep.
My draft will be about 1.6. But the canals are rated to 1.8, so I should be okay.
Good. Yeah. And you got to take the mast down and all that.
I'll probably ship the mast so it's not overhanging.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Be great. Yeah. So in below deck world, where are you at with that? Are you done with that?
No, I'll keep going as long as they want to keep producing it. I'm there. I love it. I was a bit nervous about doing it at the very beginning. But I've done 5 seasons and I've enjoyed it. It's amazing. It's an amazing experience to see how they create a TV show. The boat becomes a TV set. And the professionalism and everything, it's amazing. They take really good care of the people that take part. I love it. I'll keep going at least another couple seasons. For sure. 100%.
I know last time they were talking about not using Parsifal 3 anymore. Did they move on to a different boat?
Parsifal has been the only boat that I know that in below deck where they kept using the same boat. Partly, I think, because my boss is happy to charter it out to them. I already know the boat, so I think from that perspective it made sense. But I don't think they necessarily have to use the same boat.
Okay.
But I think Parsifal would be available for another one. But if not, they'll find another boat.
Right.
I'd be happy. Obviously I'm partial to Parsifal because I sell that boat for 15 years. I was there 10 years before the cameras ever showed up. I love that boat. She's an amazing boat.
And how about the crew? Do you still keep in touch with all the crew?
I keep in touch with a lot of them. Of course, over the 15 years, I met a lot of crew, worked with a lot of people. So I keep in touch with not all of them, but most of them. Yeah.
And you did go out on a parlay? Did you not go on a parlay?
I don't know. I've done some Odyssey Sailing Festivals with Carl, and we did one in the BVIs together.
Yeah.
We're same kind of boat, but it wasn't actually parlay. I do hope to get on parlay, but right now she's in Indonesia. It's a little far from
away.
me, but she's coming around, so maybe I'll see her when she gets back to the Med.
Cool. And then what are you doing here at the show?
I'm hanging out with the Moorings because I'm the new brand ambassador for the Moorings.
Okay. Great.
So I'm hanging out with them, and then I'm just doing stuff like this, catching up with a lot of friends, a lot of different YouTubers that I know, cruisers creating content, all that kind of stuff. But I'm just I love boat shows. I'm a boat show nerd. I go to every boat show I can.
Well, I follow you on Facebook. What are you doing with the Moorings? Are you doing any trips with them?
Well, I just did a trip with them. We had a new Leopard 42 cat in the BVIs in June, and we're getting ready to go do another one. I think this time we're going to go in the Bahamas. But part of the deal is just go out and show people and share with people all the amazing boats and the amazing locations that you can do if you charter a mooring sailing yacht.
Cool.
Or actually, next one might be a Power Cat.
Power Cat.
Yeah,
really?
they're becoming more and more popular. So we'll do that because it extends your range. If you want to get farther in a week, Power Cat might be the way to go.
Yeah. Definitely. All right. So where do people find you at? On Instagram?
Find me Captain Glenn Shepard on Instagram and Facebook. Yeah.
All right. Perfect. Well, we'll watch whenever you're on TV.
Yeah.
And we'll watch whenever you're posting
I
stuff.
hope we have a new season out for you guys. For anyone who wants to follow the show, I hope very soon. Sometime in the next 6 months or something like that. Yeah.
All right. Perfect. Thank you
very
much,
man.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yep.
Hey everybody, thanks for listening to this episode of the Shooting the Breeze Sailing Podcast brought to you by theescapepods.com. I really hope you enjoyed the show, and if you did, make sure you leave a review, like and share, and tell all of your sailing friends. If you haven't subscribed yet, you can do so at Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or your favorite podcast aggregator. If you would like to support the show, you can become a patron over at www.patreon.com/Jeffrey Wettig. If you pledge $2 a show or more, I'll be sure to send you a great Sail On t-shirt. For show notes, links, photos, social media, and more, head over to our website, www.theescapepods.com. While there, stop by our links and affiliates page for links to our friends and other great sailing media that we enjoy. You can also purchase sailing vocabulary lessons from Franz from over at the Sailing in the Mediterranean and Beyond podcast. The intro music is a song called Never Tell, done by yours truly, an old friend of mine, Greg Young. He was the drummer in an early 90s hardcore band I managed called The Incoherents. You can find them on iTunes, Amazon, and other music sharing sites. If you would like a copy of that song, you will have to email me. Break music is a song called Wild Winds of Misfortune, written by Leo DeSanto of the Lancaster, PA-based band Vinegar Creek Constituency, and is used by permission. The song is performed by Lancaster, PA-based Celtic rock band and friends of mine, the Ogham Stones. The music for this call to action is a live cover of The Wild Rover, as performed by the Ogham Stones at McCleary's Pub in Marietta, Pennsylvania, back in 2014. If you have questions or comments, or you have show ideas, make sure to write us at theescapepods@gmail.com. Sail on, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Hi, my name is Molly Winans from Spin Sheet Magazine, and you are listening to Shooting the Breeze from theescapepods.com.
This is Captain Jeffrey Wettig.
And Jeffrey's better half, Nora Segel-Wettig.
And Chris Smoker.
You're listening to the Shooting the Breeze podcast on theescapepods.com. Sail on, brother.